So take Jennifer Lopez and make her sort of like Sarah Connor, put her in a mech suit against Terminators in the future. You get Atlas. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and it is Memorial Day weekend, and Jennifer Lopez's new Netflix original film, Atlas, just debuted last night. Now, right away, I want to get into the review because the first thing that popped into my mind was how everything I reviewed or reacted to in the trailer was really only the first 20 minutes. At its core, Atlas is about a brilliant data analyst with a deep distrust of AI who finds that it may be her only hope when a mission to capture the renegade robot goes awry. At first, felt like Jennifer Lopez was playing some type of version of Steven Seagal in one of the movies he's made in the last 2 decades, because immediately you get introduced to her character of Atlas Shepard as somebody who is the best of the best in every single way. And she has unorthodox ways that are kind of grounded in the past, but there's, new ways to do it and cooperate, and she's just not that person. There was one part that really related to me early on where they described her as rigid and defensive, and the guy who actually knew her said, well, I would say that she's driven and determined. And I was just like, I've been described as rigid, and I've been described as somebody who's very hard to get along with and doesn't follow orders and all that stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I'm driven and determined for the stuff I want to do, not what you want me to do. But that was pretty cool, and that was interesting. There's this early scene where you get introduced to her at her home when she's waking up, and everything is automated. It really reminded me of what Total Recall tried to show us in like 1991 or 92 or whatever, that you were going to have a whole home that was automated. And now, of course, they are going on a mission to stop this AI that has reemerged. And guess what? They need Ripley to come along. They need Atlas to come along because she has previous knowledge of this robot that has gone awry. And that goes to hell really, really quickly. If you think about Aliens, this follows very much an Aliens format. But it cuts out everything where you start to have favorites within the group. So imagine Aliens starting the moment you're about to go off on this mission when she's learning about the mech suits at the base station. This movie borrows from all of that. And I don't have a problem with it because it takes things and makes them make sense for the context of this movie. At no point in the movie do you feel like you're watching something brand new, other than the fact that it looks incredible and it looks like it's meant to be played on the highest end televisions with HDR and all the technology, Dolby Vision and all that stuff. One of the huge pluses of this movie has got to be the audio mixing, because I have a 2.1 mixdown from 2016, and all I could think was, oh my God, it is booming. I could only imagine if I had an Atmos setup where I could hear it in back of me coming boom off the top. This movie is mixed for that. So if you have a great audio system in your home, you are going to enjoy this movie from that aspect. If you have one of the newer TVs that takes advantage of brightness and knows how to control the highlights, you're going to love this movie. But if you don't like Jennifer Lopez, there's nothing in this movie that can save it from being a Jennifer Lopez vehicle. Once things kick off, which is fairly quickly, that scene that they show you of her and the mech going down and all that stuff happening, that's within the first 20 minutes. And then the movie has its own thing where you see her basically developing this relationship of non-trust into trust with the AI of the mech suit. Over time, there's a ton of explosions, there's a ton of her fighting, but the entire movie, just wild, the entire movie, Jennifer Lopez, I thought at some point she was going to be out of the suit. After she got in it, but the entirety of the movie, she's sitting in that seat, boom, 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 rocking back and forth. I would say 85 to 90% of Jennifer Lopez acting is her sitting down in this mech suit, going for a ride as it bumps her all over the place. I liked it. I dug it. I think there's a lot at the end that reminded me, the main character, the main heel, the main villain reminded me of Wesker from Resident Evil 5. Even the end scene, if you played Resident Evil 5 and made it to the end of that, reminds me of Wesker and the end boss battle of that game. There's things that are said that remind me of Terminator. There's things that happen to her, Jennifer Lopez's character Atlas, that happened to Sarah Connor in Terminator 2. It takes elements from all of these great action movies and throws them in there with Jennifer Lopez. And there are some drawbacks, but not enough to make me hate this movie. So let's get to the Bandana rating for the Netflix original Atlas starring Jennifer Lopez. And I'm going to give Atlas 3 bandanas out of 5. And those 3 bandanas are because it was fun and it looked great. And Jennifer Lopez did as good of a job as somebody can do 90% of the movie just being rocked back and forth and crying and arguing with AI. That's what she did. She did a convincing job, and I would say that's got to be hard by itself. So 3 bandanas out of 5, but it's fun. I would love to own it. I will definitely watch it again. It's something you can easily put on in the background once you watch it. What did you guys think of Atlas, the original Netflix film starring Jennifer Lopez? Beyond that, you know what I gotta ask you to do. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Opinions and conversations are all welcome down in the comment section. All you gotta do is just be respectful of one another. Be respectful of me because I will fire back, brother. But one of the other things that I have just gone through this week was a copyright battle with a company. And I'm not gonna get into all the details of that, but I want to say this. I have a channel membership tier. And in that channel membership tier, I've decided to release a full-length video that is copyright claimed by a certain company. If you join one of the tiers of this channel's memberships, you are helping support someone who had to go through 22 edits just to get it down so that people can watch it on this channel. And you can enjoy the full copyrighted version if you join the membership tier. This stuff is taxing. I was up till 3 in the morning, even though I had to get up at 6, just constantly trying for 2 days to satisfy this. So again, if you want to support, you can join. If you want to leave a super chat down below, you can do that as well. And if you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that too. I'm going to leave that right here if you're watching on the TV, and I'm going to leave the link down below. As always, I'm Alex Thorn, and you know what I got to do. I got to rock out so I can watch some movies and review them for you.